we celebrated National Girls and Women in Sports Day, #NGWSD, and we have two of the best for you to hear and to see. Jennie Clark and Morgan Ruhl, cat coaches. They've seen and done it all. They've played and coached every place and any time, spring, summer, winter, and fall. Jennie from Iowa, family tight and so kind, but a tougher defender you'll never find. Morgan from the East Coast, then down in the bayou. She'll run through a wall to help you get through. If you can see it, you can be it. And our dynamic duo shows the way. So sit back and enjoy and be inspired today. Andiamo. Everybody, we have two very special guests here on Whiskers. Woo! Woo! We say woo when we say Whiskers.
Oh.
It's tradition.
I guess we'll introduce them.
Well, okay. Sure.
We have two of the best and brightest in the country. Our assistant coaches, Jennie Clark from Iowa through Minnesota and Germany.
Everybody.
And Morgan Ruhl from Maryland through the South and Louisiana, and downtown Chicago is now her home.
Huzzah.
We're excited.
Welcome.
Welcome.
We have our co-host, me, Brooke, and
Me, Richard.
me, Richard. And you know what? You guys can give a chance to introduce yourselves to us.
I have been thinking about this all day. I am so honored that you guys have finally asked me to be on this podcast. I've been waiting.
We've been
wanting to get on this podcast for at least a year now.
We're so glad you're here, and we've been practicing to get up to this point.
I just don't think you were at this level yet.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I've been shut off from the office interviews.
We only got small cameos.
Yeah,
I didn't
normally
even
we're
get a
rocking
cameo.
man and nobody gets to be in our
I only got one on
studio.
behalf of Peaux. They're like, bring Peaux in. I'm like, thanks,
And
guys.
we're like, okay, bye.
Yep,
I
bye.
feel honored. I'm such a fan of the podcast. Listen to every episode.
Well, this is going to be the best.
I can't wait. I can't wait till
Well, you
this is
introduced
fun.
yourself to the fans so far. Give us a little about yourself, where you're from.
Didn't you say that?
I did, but you can, I guess, reinforce it.
Where you played.
Jennie Clark, assistant coach here from Norwalk, Iowa. Shout out Warriors.
Yay,
Let's
Warriors.
go. I went to University of Minnesota, former Gopher, current Wildcat. Played over in Germany for a little bit, played in New Jersey for a little bit, came back, been in a couple different places since then, and now I'm here.
And what position did you play when you played?
I was C-back.
Back.
C-back.
For those who are listening that maybe don't play soccer,
I don't even know if anybody
We
would
just
call
made
it
that
that's the center back.
That's center back.
Ever
That's
heard of
center back.
that?
Yep.
Oh my God.
AKA C-back.
C-back.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Morgan?
The old C-back.
The old
I'm like,
C-back.
what could I make this purple? Yeah, my name is Morgan Ruhl. I am originally from Hereford, Maryland, which is north of Baltimore, which is a lovely, lovely place. Played college at Louisiana State University, and then got into coaching right after college. So I was at Loyola University, Maryland for 4 years, and then now I'm here. It's fantastic.
And we are thankful.
Love it.
Okay, so I guess what we can start with, Jennie, is what's your Northwestern origin story?
Northwestern
Like,
Oregon.
how did you get here?
Oh boy. I'm gonna think back there. So before here, I was coaching at Minnesota Aurora. Which
Shout
is
out Aurora.
Aurora.
You ladies
FC,
are doing
let's
a
go.
great job up
We
there.
love it.
North.
Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know you guys are good because
Yep. Before I came here, actually, I knew I was coming to Northwestern. We played against you guys.
when you saw me, you're like, that's.
And I was like, we got her. Yep. So I was at Aurora FC, which is a USLW League team. up in Minnesota. Really cool place. Brooke got to come into it with 6,000 fans with no idea she was going to be stepping in front of 6,000 fans. So that was a ton of fun.
We lost a significant amount. I won't say the actual score.
And I also will not say that was all coaching, but it kind of. No, I'm kidding.
I can see it.
This is what sealed your job here.
Honestly, that place is so cool.
It is really cool. They've done a really good job up there, and they've had a lot of really talented players go through there. But I decided I wanted to get back into college coaching. So before that, I was in Utah Tech. Went to Minnesota Aurora because of the organization, how exciting that was, and then decided I wanted to get back into college soccer. Northwestern kind of popped up. Richard Manning gave me a phone call on my way to a game, and I was like, I would cold call, and I thought, because the police had been calling me because somebody stole my credit card when I was in Salt Lake the last time, and so the police had been calling me, and so I'd had Salt Lake numbers, and your number is from
My
Salt Lake.
still alive.
And so I was like, hello. He's like, Rich Manning, Northwestern Women's Soccer, and I was like, what? And so we kind of chatted for a while. It was kind of fun, swapping some Utah stories. And it kind of all went from there. Got on campus, fit in really well with these guys, and it's been awesome. The players are all right.
Yeah, the players, it didn't really work at first, but we've gotten here now.
We've settled in.
Yeah.
And Jennie just finished her second season.
Second season, yeah.
Woo!
On the way to the fantastic number 3 third season, which will be Brooke's 4th season.
Crazy.
Yes, Morgan, your Northwestern origin story.
My Northwestern origin story. I think I just got to a spot in my career that I was like, I want to be in the big leagues. Like, I want to coach the best of the best. And it was funny because being in Maryland and then playing in Louisiana, I was like, I want to go somewhere warm. I was like, it's going to be so fun. And then this popped up and I was like, oh man, that's a really
the tropics of
So
Chicago.
I came to the tropics of Chicago. No,
CT.
I had called. So coaching is like just bizarre in that sense of how you kind of get to places that you get. But I'd had some really good friends of mine that are coaches that knew Michael and said incredibly great things about him. So I trusted that for sure. And then applied. The funniest part of this is my phone interview. I had a coughing attack for the entire 45 minutes. I kid you not, would hack out a question, mute, die. I'm coughing up a storm in the background. I have tears rolling down my face. The whole 45-minute phone call. And I was like, the biggest opportunity of my life thus far. Yeah. And I blew it. And then Michael was like, you want to come on campus for an interview? And I was like, oh my God. And I went downstairs to my roommate. She's like, how'd it go? And I was like, terrible. But I'm going there next week for an interview.
That's awesome.
But no, it was fantastic. And then got here and it felt like home and everyone was awesome. And I was shown the big indoor. So I was like, how often do we train in here? And they're like, whenever it's cold. I'm like, sick. The tropics of Lake Michigan.
Honestly, that was my first when I came on campus. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's sick.
I didn't know about this. I mean, this wasn't when I was playing. That wasn't around, so I didn't even know that was a thing. I knew, the field of Northwestern is right on the lake, which I think it always kind of surprises people that they're like, "Whoa, big lake!"
It's so blue.
And then you just walk into the facilities, and it's like, "Oh my God, this is amazing." So, I mean, players and coaches alike all have that same feeling when they walk into the facilities and everything. So
Every
it's
day
awesome.
for us.
Every day.
Same for us.
I swear,
it.
every time we
Groundhog
walk
Day.
in, I'm like, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
we do tours and we're like,
I want to post it every single time, and I'm like, I feel like they've seen this.
I keep on sending snaps to my friends, and I'm like, so you're really?
It's like we all have a child and we want to show it off.
We do.
Yeah, totally.
Morgan, have you ever asked Michael if he knows that you had a coughing attack and moment
there
during
is no shot. We've talked about it. There's no shot that he could not have.
And he did. He says he
yes,
does.
he was like, yeah, you still do well.
He's like, you fought through it, and we respected that.
You persevered.
You persevered. We need people that overcome adversity.
Why your answers were so short.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God.
Breathe.
One word. Breathe. One word.
I was like, sorry, just give me 1 second. I couldn't go downstairs to get water in time. It was bad. I was stranded. It was rough, but we made it.
Well,
She's here.
She's here.
Yeah.
And you've both been a lot of different places before you came here. So what about Northwestern is remarkable to you? Because you were a Gopher, and
It's a gopher.
and the Gophers love her. We went to Minnesota this past year to play against them. Jennie took us to her favorite spots, and everybody loves
Shout out Papa
Jennie.
Home.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
everyone we saw who loved Jennie, like, just made us know that more people love Jennie, and then
Guys,
Jennie know we saw
you
it
guys,
and
in
loved
this,
that
in
too.
this whole thing,
Street
I
cred.
was like, and I texted them before I went there. And I was like, I need you guys to pump me up in front of the players. I haven't proven to them that I'm awesome yet.
Yeah.
No, that was a lot of fun actually to go back to that space and be able to see my old friends, but then also, Minnesota will always have
We're
someplace
gonna
my
have to post a
place.
picture from that.
Yeah, we'll post.
Yeah.
We'll tag it in links
Yeah.
below.
Yeah.
So, but Northwestern speaking, like, how is it so? Why is it so remarkable?
I mean, like I said, well, first of all, the
She's
the inanimate objects of it, like we said, the facilities are amazing. And I think that's like a game changer on that. But I think other than that, it's just, I mean, the people that care so much about the program, the people that I work with, I can't say enough good things about. It's just been so much fun coming into work every day, joking around with Rich, joking around with Morgan, like talking about anything random thought with Michael. And it's not just soccer, it's kind of everything else. And I think that's the atmosphere I always want to be in, and I hope and I think that that's what we give to the players as well. And I honestly, Brooke, I think you guys are awesome, and I love working with you all. So that makes it really incredible.
We're gonna mute that.
Honestly,
stop. You
Lost connections.
Players cannot know that.
can't know it. I
Well,
try to keep it to myself as much as possible, but
a couple of the players actually do listen to Whiskers, so they'll be happy to know this.
yeah, good. I mean, I did need. It was about time I said it.
Yeah, we've been waiting for it.
Work on your skills every day.
Yes, I go.
Watch a lot of soccer.
Anyways, what about for you, Morgan?
I don't know. I feel like we really do things the right way here in a space where it's like really caring about the whole person, and it's like a huge commitment to everybody on our staff, and kind of like how Jennie was saying, showing up here and us kind of all being on the same wavelength, and then having the department that's on the same wavelength and being able to pour into student athletes that want the best of both worlds is an incredible opportunity. And I think that sets us apart just because you guys are elite in every setting that you step into, and it's us making sure you guys know that we're in your corner, just being like, you guys are awesome the whole time, and like you guys can take on the world and do anything, and we truly believe it, and we're here to help you guys through that whole process. So I think that sets us apart, just the student athletes that we work with, and like the true care and love. Valentine's Day coming up.
Shout out
Oh, we're
Valentine's
gonna get
Day.
We're gonna do that.
Lovely. But yeah,
Photo
no,
at
it's
the bottom of
special
the
place.
heart. I don't know, stupid. All right.
Yeah.
Moving on. Move
No,
that
just
out.
me? Just me?
Oh yeah.
For you two people, you got a glimpse of that.
It was cute. It was cute.
It was very cute.
My turn?
Yeah. Good.
So what are your favorite moments? What's the pinnacle of coaching for you? The moment where you go like, oh, that was special.
I've had a couple. So after I got done playing, I kind of took a break from soccer altogether. I kind of needed that mentally to take a little bit of time. And luckily, one of my former teammates is also a coach, and she got the head coaching job down at Utah and asked if I wanted to. This was over COVID. Asked if I wanted to go down there and coach. And once I stepped back on that field, but really when I got back out there and was around like-minded people that were really hardworking and like working together in a team for one goal, and then also being able to use the wisdom, the everything that I learned over my course of my career, which was 20 plus years. No, not 20 plus years. Not that old. Not that old. But at least, I mean, maybe 20 plus years,
Around 20,
I guess.
probably.
Yeah, probably. I probably started around 6.
Yeah.
I don't know when I started. I'm always impressed when people like started playing soccer at 5. I was like, how do you remember? I don't remember
think
5.
mine was, 5 or 6 probably.
Okay, all right.
3.
I'm sure I'll ask my mom. But yeah, just being back around those kinds of players and being able to connect with them on the level of a soccer player, but then also somebody that cares. I think that those have been my things that I've cared about the most, and I'm most proud of is the connections that I've had to players, being able to help them get better on the field, but also really caring about them as a human being. And hopefully, empowered women empower women. I want to keep on empowering women to be their best selves on and off the field. So that's why I coach, and why when I was back on the field, I was like, this is where I feel like I can have the most impact. And that's why I do it. And I've really enjoyed soccer and coaching because of that. So
You're here.
Great
You're here.
answer.
Morgan?
You're here.
Awesome. I'd say one of the big moments, kind of similar to a little bit different from Jenny's path. My whole college career I was hurt, so I was super disgruntled with what I thought was the sport, and it wasn't the sport. So then when career at LSU ended, time there ended, found my way back up in Maryland, being able to get back on the field. And I'd always coached summer camps and kiddie camps and had like youth teams throughout college, but doing it in a newfound role was something that like just reignited that passion for the sport. And I also kind of got to heal in that process. And I was like, it wasn't the sport, it was my circumstances, and learned and reflected a lot about just responses and bigger picture stuff and what that kind of taught me there. But then I'd say a extended moment, kind of getting back to the question, would be one of the first goalkeepers I worked with. Like, she was the epitome of why you do this, like helping her gain confidence on and off the field through sport. And then having her then transition that into life and just seeing her blossom was like one of the coolest things. And having her be the first like goalkeeper I got to really work with. Saw a lot of myself in her too. So it was kind of a healing process for everybody, as I was like 21, 22 in a job, fresh out of college, trying to like lead 21-year-olds. And I'm like, Mom, how do I fill out my taxes?
I'm still doing that.
Yeah, I'm still like, when is that due? Also coming up tax season. But no, it's one of those things that was a more extended moment that was fantastic. But I'd say more of like a distinct moment was probably that y'all's freshman year beating Stanford. Like just watching you guys enjoy that, watching you guys like own it and being like, we are good enough. We are a great team. It's not just this like, oh, we play a certain style and there's no outcome. Like, we were playing really good soccer and then we got a really big outcome, and that just led to the rest of that season being fantastic. And again, doing it the right way from like a good soccer standpoint was really cool. But it was really awesome to watch you guys just like pop off after that and just have this like crazy confidence moving forward, where you guys were just like indestructible. So that was great.
I think that, honestly, I forget. I think I might have put that as my favorite memory
Really?
for my senior spotlight too, for like the same reasons, but I can't remember. So
Yeah.
if so, me and Morgan get it.
You were catching an interview on it.
Yeah.
Watching Michael react to that was great too. There was like, we were all like, okay, come on. And there was like 5 seconds left and he just runs down the bench. He's like, let's go! And I don't think I've ever seen him that animated. And I was like, I just want to like flip a water cooler. I don't know. I was like, I'm about to run through a brick wall right now. It was great.
I love that.
That was great.
That's awesome.
Well, now off the field, speaking, what is your off the field responsibility do you have that the team has no idea about?
I make sure the team knows about everything that I do.
I know, I was going to say,
I want all the credit for everything.
I think Jennie calls me and she's like, I did this.
I definitely did this for you, Brooke, and I would like to thank you.
Very damn.
Oh man, I think there's a lot of like a lot of stuff that we do in the back end of coaching, like rewatching film, cutting stuff, like even trying to just become a better coach. I think that that's a huge part of it. Reading things to being able to understand that, being able to connect with all the players. I mean, there's so many players on the team that it does take a lot of time. And I think that sometimes that is kind of lost, of like the one-on-one connection can only be with so many people at a certain amount of time. But regardless, there's a lot of logistics that have to be worked on within the environment, because, you know, it's crazy to think how many things actually have to happen to get something done.
Yeah.
And so we have a lot of that. But otherwise, I normally just sit.
Yeah.
Wait for
In your
training.
chair.
Sit in my chair.
Spin around in
Sit
circles. We
around.
play with Peaux.
Hang out with Peaux. Yeah. Morgan, Morgan has a better.
You kind of covered. I mean,
Yeah.
just random office stuff that gets us from point A to point B. So we've had all the travel stuff with that, equipment stuff.
You're not mentioning one thing that you both do a ton of that.
Dance.
How much time you spend on it.
Dancing.
Hype up Peaux.
No, you order food.
Oh yeah,
I was
order
gonna
a
say
lot
that
What
too.
a pain.
Yeah.
How
Well,
much time is that?
I mean, like that. The
Yeah.
ordering of food
Get
is
us on our
maybe my
Not just for
least.
you.
Maybe my least favorite thing in the world. But I do it,
You do
You
order.
do it.
and I keep a smile on. But I make sure I get a thank you from you.
Yes. I was honestly going to say
How much
that.
time
I-
to order
It does.
food
It
for
does.
35
The
people?
logistic, that was more so into the logistics. We do a lot of like the logistical work and the
Yeah.
organization of like what that looks like. That does take a lot of time.
There's a
Yeah.
deep care put into the food.
Yeah,
We,
yeah. I always run it
We
by
love that.
Morgan's a foodie and I'm convenience. And so I do run it past her. I was like, what does this sound like? She's like, maybe
Cilantro
something
dressing
else. I
sounds
don't
great.
know. I'm like, all right.
I was going to say that because I think before I came to college, I would think like there's another staff. They're taking care of the hotels. They're ordering the food. And then when I got here and you guys were organizing it all yourselves, I was like, oh my gosh, that kind of sucks to do also.
All the
There's a
time.
lot. There's a lot
Yeah.
in
Those
the
guys
in the
all
back
the
scenes
time.
of like the operations of everything. There ends up being quite a bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so we all have pet peeves. Name one thing a player will do or players do that's your peeve that you're just like,
I'll let Morgan go first.
Because what is this?
Do you know mine?
that frustrates you.
I don't know.
Frustrating.
I just was
Richard.
gonna let you go see if I could
Oh,
play it with it.
a pet peeve.
Like the most frustrating even like type of player. I think we talked about this a little bit when we were talking about ID cams and you were like, you hate the player that's like in the ID cam.
Oh,
yeah.
that's so because it was very opposite of how you are.
Yeah,
right?
that was opposite of how I react
I'm
to
like
that.
I don't care about the player that's coming in my face all the time, and Brooke does.
Well,
That.
no.
That's what
Go
that
to
was
Whisper
part of
podcast. Go to
Whisper
Whisper.
podcast. But like it's not. But I also understand it.
Yeah.
I understand it. I was never that, so I'm always like aware of like everybody at the camp.
Yeah.
That
It's
ones that
not
the ones that
frustrating.
aren't extroverted.
Yeah.
That are more like quiet but still kind of that
Resonates
hard worker.
deeply
I'm just
with
like I
us.
try to be aware of that a little bit more.
Yeah.
Than
Okay, so
than
not,
the
it's
Brooke
not a
Millers
pet
of the
peeve.
world. I'm
I'd
just kidding. Not that.
say my pet peeve, and this is like an incredibly targeted one, is when specific goalkeepers don't wash their gloves.
Oh, the face.
It's
at
gotta
the
be
camera.
one girl that I can think
Oh no,
of.
there's two. We're 2 for 2.
Oh, we have
We're
two
two-
goalies.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Goalies,
wash your
Like,
gloves.
need
Wash your
to-
gloves.
I have smelled those gloves from afar.
Same.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
shouldn't be.
That's
That's happening.
Something that
The
should
whiff
happen.
of them taking their gloves off is enough to send me
Yeah.
across the locker room, out of the facility.
Out of the facility.
Did you wash your gloves all the time? How
All
many
the
times
time.
a week?
Morgan
Yeah.
also sanitizes her hands more than anybody that I've ever met.
Wow.
Yeah, COVID.
Like
does.
anytime
gets
she
close
goes
to those
around-
gloves from
Yeah,
the
maybe.
plane.
Yeah.
She got spit on it,
She's
so I'm
got-
like, I get off. I'm like,
But like in everyday life, I'm like, should I be putting some on? I thought I just washed my hands.
I didn't
I'm not
notice
sure. Yeah, I'm always
It's
very.
also because I'm always
impressed with
eating,
your
so I'm like, must sanitize before I eat.
Yeah.
So it fits my lifestyle.
very
Oh,
sanitized. Very sanitized.
Well, good advice. Don't be overly
You can
brown nosing
be
at the ID
however
clinics.
be however your authentic self is.
Okay, fair.
It's just something that I noticed.
But as you're being your authentic self, please wash your gloves.
Please, wash your gloves.
We don't want
for everybody's sake.
Yeah.
Perfect.
For everybody's
And then, what would you tell an incoming college soccer player to know that you wish your 18-year-old self knew?
Oh,
Top
God.
thing, one thing.
Top one thing.
Mhm.
Oh man, not to go into college injured. You know.
Well,
You're welcome, everyone.
This
No,
is-
I
this
just
is
get. I wouldn't.
turning
I
into
wouldn't
life
college.
advice here.
Okay, into life advice.
Could be
Okay.
anything. It could be wash your
Anything.
gloves.
could be off the field too.
What have you got?
I feel like this isn't. I always say like what's this thing? See the forest through the trees. Is that the thing? Like you're gonna be so life coming at you fast. You're far from home. You're not with your parents, having them kind of cater to you and do everything. Your first season goes by so fast, but it's look at the big picture about what you're learning about yourself, how you're engaging with your teammates, you're engaging with your staff, the resources around here. I would just don't get so stuck in what's right in front of your face that you're not noticing all the other great things that are there, because it goes by so fast, and just don't take that for granted. Would be mine.
Yeah, I think for me, I think try to experience as much as you can. I learned so much while I was at college. Coming from Norwalk, Iowa up to Minneapolis, it was kind of an eye-opener, and I think like spending time with people outside of the team. Honestly, my best friends are still people that I played soccer with. So really embrace the friendships that you're going to have in college. I know, Brooke, you're going to have those friends forever. Like those are really important relationships, and make sure you invest in them. And also make sure that you're experiencing things outside of that world and getting as much out of the college experience as you can, along with within soccer, because you only have 4 years of it. College soccer, you only have 4 years of it now again. But like as of now again. Brooke's only having 4 years. So
Yes.
yeah, like I think that's a really important thing that now that I take a step back, as Morgan said, I think that was really I loved my experience because of that, and I'm grateful for my experience because of the relationships that I built on and off the field with the players I played with and others.
The others.
The others.
Yes.
The muggles.
I'd say too with that, like, you have such a cool platform as a student athlete, like engage in your community. We have an incredible community here, but kind of speaking solely to my experience at LSU, like Baton Rouge was a community that loved LSU, and having that platform as a student athlete and being able to like engage with little kids or just different local schools or different programs and stuff was something that should not be passed up. Like that was something that as I look back, like those are some of the most meaningful moments from my college career, and I still keep in contact with a decent amount of those people. So that'd be a huge piece of advice. Jump into your community.
Jumping on in.
Jumping on in 2 feet.
Are we going to the lightning round?
Yeah, let's
Okay.
do it. Lightning round. So this is new to you guys
Okay.
because normally you do this on the podcast, but you already know that.
How do you need to know that?
Basically, the
An
lightning
honor.
round, we ask a question. We don't want any thought. We want answers. So we ask a question.
Answer the question.
Answer the
the right
question.
This is
The first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay.
And then just.
Are you gonna go like question mine and then question hers, or is it like question
Yeah, we'll do one
different
at a time.
questions for each?
Okay.
One at a time. And we'll
Okay.
alternate.
Okay.
We'll alternate some. Some are certain for one person.
Fair point.
So, but don't worry, I'll make it clear.
Okay.
Brooke is a master at
I'm a
lightning
master
round.
at the lightning round.
Okay.
Although,
I did
well,
get that prep.
Except-
Rich did say that you were the master of the lightning round.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Except like for the hair
Sometimes you ask follow-ups and then it's not really the night.
because I need to know. I need to know.
And it's the last
I was just like I did want to keep it to myself, but sometimes you do. You do it
Spiral.
wrong.
Curiosity gets the best of you, and
Curiosity does.
yeah, we're gonna stick to lightning.
We'll
Okay.
stick to the lightning.
No
Ready.
molasses.
Okay.
This thing.
Jenny,
Okay.
Yeah. Ooh.
you're from Iowa. You went to school in Minnesota. You played in Germany. What's one thing we should know about Iowa? Go.
It's not all farmland.
What should you know about Minnesota?
Beautiful lakes. The summers are great.
Okay. What should you know about Germany?
Say something in German.
I don't. It's fresh. That's what came to my mind, and you said lightning. That was the
Germany,
first thing.
you are fresh. We love you.
fresh.
Say that in German.
So ich weiß es nicht.
Okay.
Ich weiß es
alright.
nicht. Nein, that meant I don't know. I said I don't know. I don't know what lightning is. What is that?
Morgan,
It was just so.
you're from Maryland. Went to school in Louisiana. Live in Chicago. What's one thing we should know about Maryland?
Oh, okay. One thing about Maryland, you get the best of everything there. All the seasons, cities, countries, one little tiny mini America. Boom.
Nice. Louisiana.
Oh, some of the best food I've had my entire life and culture, and it's upbeat and fun.
Chicago.
Okay, also some of the best food, and the summers are incredible, and a lot of awesome culture here as well.
Okay. Jenny, one German food that everyone needs to try.
Spätzle.
Spätzle.
That is
Spatula tonight. Go get some spatula.
No, I thought you'd say that.
The Fred Ferkels.
Fred
They're
Ferkels.
delicious.
Yeah.
I love a Fred Ferkel.
That's
Insert
right.
an ad.
Shout out, you can get Fred Ferkels on Amazon. They're a little expensive, but worth it.
Worth it.
They're big
Worth
yummies too.
Yep.
They're big size.
Morgan, one Chicago food that everyone needs to try.
Oh God, I'm an Italian beef girl. Those
You're
are
Italian
pretty
beef girl.
good. Yeah, hot
Yeah.
peppers, sweet peppers. Dip
IBs.
it, a little cheese.
Did you go
Nice.
to the Bears?
This is the problem with lightning rounds.
Sorry.
Did you go to the Bears? The
It's
Bears.
come fast. It's lightning round.
I know.
Did you go to the
Emergency.
But we'll talk later.
Okay.
Maybe we need to have a timeout during lightning round. So we can call it timeout.
True. That's good.
Okay, we gotta get back.
That's okay.
Anyways.
Oh, okay.
In the spirit of Valentine's Day,
Oh.
flowers, food, or a clever card, what is the best way to your heart?
Who's answering?
Morgan.
Oh,
Either. This is for both. This is for both.
food.
Food.
But I do love flowers. And yeah,
Food and flower
And a
combo.
card.
anything can be
F and FC. Food and flower combo.
Food and power combo.
I love flowers. I like food. I love a clever card.
I do love a clever card.
Wow.
All of the
That's
above.
why I was like food and flowers.
These
I was like, but I
ladies
love a
are pretty
card.
easy to please.
I'm not gonna put myself in a box about what people want to give me.
That is a great answer, although you're ruining the spirit of lightning round. But
You are.
Sorry.
It's ruining it, it's fine.
Actually,
What are you streaming these days?
Ooh,
Downton Abbey.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Night Agent.
Yes.
It's so
same.
good.
What's
Same.
that on?
Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Favorite coffee shop in Evanston?
Oh my God, what's the one? Not chocolate. What is it called? What's it called?
Wait,
Backlot?
where?
No. Oh my God, I do love Backlot though.
Where is it?
I don't know the streets here. You go. You answer.
Capital?
No, I do love Capital. though.
Collectivo, Pete's,
Mm-mm. Newport.
Newport Coffee House. Very good.
Newport.
I went there with
Yeah, really good, really
It was
good.
nice.
Oh,
Great
it's nice.
crumpets.
I should go there.
Yes.
It's new, isn't it?
Great crumpets.
New-ish, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's nice. But Backlot.
I like Backlot. I like their pastries.
Yes. Oh my
Delicious.
gosh,
Their
that's
breakfast
pastries.
sandwiches.
DoorDash order.
Oh, there's a pho spot down by me that's real good. Yeah, big pho.
I get a pad see ew from
Oh.
what's that place? I don't know what it's called. It's in Evanston. Shout out.
sponsorship.
Shout out that place.
Mystery place in Evanston.
Delicious.
Well,
Delicious
okay,
pad see ew.
this is a different one. Evanston restaurant. So it's not your DoorDash order.
Union. I like the Union. I like Union
So
pizza. Yeah, it's really good.
I don't get out in Evanston much.
I
Okay,
do
Chicago.
live. Yeah, Chicago.
Oh, 9 Muses. I'm not gonna. Let's say it's right by my house. It's delicious. Small little Greek Cajun spot.
9 Muses.
So good.
Greek cake sounds good. And then, what makes you laugh?
Everything.
True.
I'm literally everything. We're like toddlers.
I laugh at myself. I laugh at other people.
I laugh at people falling.
You can make a good joke. I will laugh. Bad joke. I'll laugh.
Very
I
true.
like finding the humor in life.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I would have to say the same thing. I feel like we
Yeah.
have a similar sense of
We
humor,
find
which
a way.
is everything.
We find a way to laugh at things.
Yeah.
My favorite. It's my favorite thing to do.
It
A
is.
favorite
Yeah.
thing to do.
Sorry, we just exude joy.
And
Not bad.
last but
Sorry.
not least, why should people listen to Whiskers? That's not even a joke.
Wait, that was
She's
the last
laughing
question.
Sorry. Everyone should listen to Whiskers because of you guys. You guys,
that's a
you
good
guys,
answer.
you guys are the best part of everybody's day. Like, of course, people should be
stop.
listening
Thank
to
you.
what Whiskers
Thank
is.
you, Jennie.
Yeah.
Well,
Checks
Morgan's
in the mail.
currently crying, laughing right now.
Morgan cannot thank Marie.
Not even a joke.
I'm so sorry. I don't know. It just came out.
We laugh at everything next question.
People are gonna listen and be like, maybe I shouldn't listen to Whiskers.
God.
No, sorry. That was not because that was actually
That's so
not even
good.
why I
That
was
wasn't
laughing.
even
We should
planned.
have asked what else makes you laugh besides cheese.
Okay, I think that my favorite part about Whiskers is the way, like how it's said, because I think but also how Rich says it.
Whiskers?
Like the
Whiskers.
word whiskers,
It's
not the
so,
podcast.
Yes, the word Whiskers, which is a part of the podcast, you know?
Fair.
But I love how
we
you say it when
we
it's
pick
like-
whiskers because it's a fun word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the fun part of the cats.
Yeah, yes.
Nothing more, nothing
That's why we picked it.
That's why we picked
Yeah,
it.
that's
And you guys
right.
like fun, I'm laughing too.
We were like, tail? Like nose? No. Whiskers.
Whiskers.
It's the fun
Who doesn't
part of the
love
cat.
I love it. I love it. That's why people should listen right there.
Okay,
Because it's
Morgan,
fun.
You go ahead.
Okay, let's we're gonna bring this back. Why don't we okay, so the Wildcats, pretty much every day at practice or at weights or a team meeting, we finish with shout outs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we wanted to give Morgan and Jenny a chance to give a shout out.
Oh, great.
Somebody or something that you just want to, you're feeling good about.
I'm going to give a little backstory to it because when I was in college, I didn't shout out my sisters and they were not happy with me. So I'm going to give my sisters a shout out Jess, shout out Jade. I know you guys are big Whiskers fans, Whisper fans and Whisker fans.
Now they have listened all the way to the end.
And they got to check it out. And also Mom and Dad, shout out Sherry and Jerry.
Yes.
Sherry and Jerry Clark, we love you.
Sherry
Yes.
They're our biggest fans. They come out to every game.
Clark Family Collective.
Shout out to Teddy and Leo, my nephews. We love you. I've shown them all videos of them. Maybe not Brooke. I don't know. And you know, just to good people.
I feel like this is her Grammy acceptance speech right now. Like I'm listening to this. Yeah.
Shout out to not part of life.
This is in fact not the Super Bowl anymore. He's like,
Oh my goodness, I'm so
Okay,
sorry.
Morgan, who's your shout out? Or
um,
what's your shout out?
I would say shout out to family as well, specifically Waylon, my nephew, going through potty training, crushing it right now.
Yes.
Waylon. Yeah, so he's a
PT
gem.
master.
And then I'd say
You did it again.
Rich loves an acronym.
Yes.
Potty training master. And then I'd say my mom as well too, because she came to a lot of our away games this
Yes,
year.
she did.
Traveled.
She did.
Drove from the boondocks of Maryland out to a bunch of these different Big Ten schools. That was fantastic. And obviously my dad too, holding me down back home.
Absolutely.
Tom and Sandy.
We love it.
And
All right. Well,
Do you
this
have
was,
shout
let's see. Shout out Sue. Valentine's Day is coming up.
Oh yes, we love Sue. We love Sue. We love Sue.
I'm gonna shout out Jenny because I told her that I would mention her in every podcast until she listened. So hopefully
I will listen
I think she's going to listen to this
to
one.
this podcast.
I know.
I promise it.
I don't want to promise. I've been disappointed too many times. Anyways.
I always have the intention of listening to the podcast.
She
The
always has
intention
the
is always
intention.
there. I also
Well,
post about it.
We get statistics every week of how many downloads we have and then how many people intended to download. So
Yeah.
you're the one we always
The
get.
intention.
Yes.
I look at it.
Yes.
So it's there. Whiskers.
Thought about it.
Yeah, thought
Good
about
people.
it. I'm gonna listen to this
Well, this
American
has
Life
been-
instead.
Can I get one more shout out?
Brooke wants to give a shout out.
Shout out to all the parents that listen on the team. I know a lot of people listening are parents.
Mm-hmm.
Joy. It feels weird calling my parents, but my mom, my dad,
That's respectful.
and shout out to all the parents that listen because I know the listeners involve a lot of you guys. So shout out Wildcat parents. All right.
Thank you, Wildcat parents.
Now we
love
can close
it.
it out.
This has been great. We may have to have these guys back.
We may.
Oh man.
We may.
Yeah.
We'll do better with
I
lightning
was
round.
And-
promised some water and I did not get any. So I don't know.
A special treat was that this during this week we had National Girls in Sports Day and we have
Yeah.
a couple of the best.
Yeah.
A couple of the best.
All right.
We work with the best.
Until next time,
Whiskers out.
ciao.
Ciao.
Live long and prosper.
Happy Valentine's Day.